All right, so there's a lot of mosquitoes, but in this video we're gonna be talking about should you guys buy DSLR cameras. This is a Canon T6i, and I got this because I wanted to make this video. Was it a waste of money? Yes, no, maybe. I'm gonna tell you why you probably would want to get this and why you wouldn't want to get this. Personally, I say don't get any DSLRs. DSLRs are these type of cameras that aren't mirrorless. So you see that the mirrorless just looks like a screen. But should you get this? Yes, no, it depends. But for me, I'd say no. All right, first thing, this is a Canon T6i. There's a 1 through 8i. So they all shoot the same basically. I think the 7 and 8 have a Digic 8 processor, which basically better colors, better autofocus, and all that. But video quality is all the same. It's all 1080. So is it really good for video? Nowadays, I'd say no. I think this came out in 2015, which is 9 years ago, which is wild to say, like, dang, that long ago. I think you get it with the 18 to 135 millimeter lens or the 18 to 55 millimeter lens. They're both crop sensor lenses, and this is a crop sensor camera. So I'm gonna open it up real quick, put these lenses together, show you what it looks like. So this lens I'd say is pretty good. It's a 18 to 135, but you got to multiply it by 1.6 because it's a crop sensor lens, and Canon's 1.6, Sony's 1.5, and I think other ones are like 1.5. But this lens, this is usually what you see at like schools and stuff like that. They have like quote unquote good cameras, but no, these are pretty old cameras. They aren't that expensive, but people do sell them pretty expensive actually. Like there's people trying to get like $500 to $800 for these cameras when they're really old. For that same price you could get a Sony ZV-E10, a Canon R10, basically like a used one, or maybe a R50, which I don't really recommend the R50, but I guess some people would buy that. R100, never get that. It's horrible. I'd say it's worse than this, even if that one can't shoot 4K 30 or 24 only. But why do I say don't buy DSLR cameras, the T series cameras, I think like the D series cameras, something like that? The reason why I say that is because it's not mirrorless, and when mirrorless gives you better colors, better autofocus, just everything is way better and faster. On these cameras, if you look through the viewfinder, you're not going to see what the actual picture is going to look like. You can change the aperture and everything, it will look exactly the same. But on these newer cameras, the mirrorless cameras, they have electronic EVFs, so on those all you got to do is look and you can see the change of settings. Well, I always wanted to do that. I seen someone do that right now in the video. Autofocus, literally everything's so much better. Yeah, on these new cameras they probably don't have a pop-up flash. The Canon R10 does, R50 does, some older Sony cameras do. I mean, those are really like the reasons why you shouldn't get this. But I mean, if you're only going to take photos and you're just a beginner, yeah, get this. Or if, I don't even want to say YouTube anymore, because like if you do YouTube, you probably want to shoot 4K. 1080 is getting, like, it looks okay, it looks decent, especially if you have good cameras and good lenses. But if you don't, you probably don't, right? Because you're thinking about getting this. I think 1080 is not that good nowadays. So for YouTube, social media, probably not. Yes, you can post it, good way to start, but personally I don't think it's worth it. If you're mostly just going to do photos, I say yeah, I get it, it's good. It takes both EF, EFS lenses. I think you should get this only if it's like $100, $200 max, because nowadays you can get a Canon M50, which is basically the same thing, but it's mirrorless, takes better photos, better colors and everything, better autofocus. That one shoots really fast. It shoots like 11, 12 frames, where this one doesn't. I think it shoots like 8. It shoots 1080 up to 60, and it does shoot 4K 30. It's an extra crop, and the autofocus isn't that good, so it's really up to you. Most people just use that as like you're sitting behind the camera actually moving the manual focus, so you can get the shot that you want. It's not like, oh, these type of videos. And all the dogs are barking now. Don't get DSLR cameras in my opinion, but if you get them for a steal, like $100, $200 with lenses, maybe a camera bag or something, sure, get it. If not, I don't think it's worth it. Use them mostly for photos. There's a whole bunch of lenses you could get for these. There's a 50 millimeter, which everyone loves, ends up being like an 80, 85 millimeter. There's a 24 millimeter right here, that's a pancake lens, and everyone loves this. It's basically like a 50. This is a 2.8, but you gotta multiply it by 1.6. After you multiply it by 1.6, that's what you're supposed to get. Let me just show you what it looks like if you actually adapt it on, because it's really small. It's a really small setup. Look how small that is. And it does take pretty good photos in my opinion, because photos are photo is the easy thing to do. I thought DSLR was like a camera where you can switch lenses, but no. A DSLR is this, which basically the curtain just closes, opens and closes. Hold up, let me show you. You see that? And the mirrorless doesn't do that. There's another lens you get, a 55 to 250. Pretty good in my opinion. I'll probably make a video about all these camera lenses that you could get. But yeah, I think that's it for now. I was gonna make this video way better, but the dog started barking. They distracted me, and obviously I didn't plan it out. But yeah, make sure to like, subscribe. All right, I'll see you guys next time. Like, subscribe, comment something.